name is Omar Bakri. I'm from Egypt, and this here is my work. The media I use is usually gouache colors, and I've been painting since I was 4. The inspiration for my work could be several things. It could be a person I see, it could be the weather, it could be the news on TV, it could be I just look at the pavement and see a shape. Let's take this one for instance. This one began as just lines and shapes and colors, and then within the shapes I started seeing shapes and I configurate them, and it's sort of a spontaneous creative process which just starts somewhere and ends when it just feels right. This one here is called the feather bed, and I call it that because it looks like a movement of feathers. This one here is part of a graphic novel I'm making, and it's called Peeking, and it's part of the story, 2 kids looking from behind an iron fence. There's some rust going on.
From Minneapolis, Minnesota. Went to school in Boulder, Colorado. Live in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. These are my paintings. It's essentially, I call them junk and fume paintings. The junk is I find different materials discarded on the street, and I pick them up and I kind of put them together with staple guns and glue guns and make these conglomerates of all these found materials. It's a bit of a comment on our throwaway culture in America, and also at the same time the junk is also everyone consuming. You know, everyone kind of needs their junk. The fume is the spray paint I use, the oil, the household chemicals, acrylic, all this, and also, you know, everyone also needs their fume, so it's kind of like everyone needs their junk and fume to kind of get through, at least in America, in the West, in most cultures. So it's kind of a comment on that. The content of the pieces, at least this one right here, is basically the skull is oftentimes represents death in Native American cultures, but death is kind of death in life, so you're kind of aware of death, so you're living fuller. The characters on this side are sort of looking at the ones on this side, waiting for them to come over. It's more like fossilized characters and kind of ghoulish characters on this side. These guys are still trying to get through. And trying to make do with what they can. But yeah, so basically the characters in it are, you know, usually overwhelmed by all the color, all the lines, all the shape in the paintings, all the junk and fume in the paintings. But at the same time, they kind of live off of it, and that's the only reason why they exist in the first place. So yeah, that's it.
My name is Evan Lutzinger. I'm a sculptor. I work with steel and concrete mostly. Also wood. I'm from New York, Washington Heights. Now I'm currently in the Bronx with about 7 years in Baltimore in between. The name of the piece is Lies That Sound True. It's actually stolen from a line in a Jay-Z song off of his first album. For me, it was really talking about young people being so susceptible to the games that are running around. In a lot of ways, it was about the challenges that young people face trying to sort out lie from truth, reality from the larger reality. There's small reality in the world that they live in versus the big reality of the wide world, and how much bigger the small reality can seem. Just a lot of things that I was seeing kind of played into the piece.
Hello, my name is Alan Delaini. I'm from Italy, but half Italian, half Danish. My work is a mixed media with spray paint, acrylic and ink. In this case, it's only spray paint and ink and some stencil work. This one is spray paint and acrylic, but those two works. This one on the side has stencils, it's pictures that I took, and then I put on the canvas as well with this one. Spray paint, ink and stencils. You see like pigeons, it's my metaphor to represent people, especially urban people that live in the city. I see pigeons like us, people that live in the city, dirty sometimes, dirty interest, kind of ego, and that's my metaphor to represent people. So that's why you get to see some pigeons sometimes in my work. And my work expresses just personal experience in my everyday life, what I go through, bad, good, what I learn from it, and I try to create a metaphor behind it, sometimes kind of ironical, and sometimes kind of more seriously, but to represent all my personal experience in life. I wish I could represent others' feelings, but so far I'm just concerned about mine, because my experience, and that's what I know. The painting, as you see, it's gold on the back. It's my way to represent like a materialistic thought behind it. It has texture that will give like an extra feeling to something materialistic. And you see those three pigeons is my way to represent people, especially urban people that live in cities. And in this case, you got two pigeons kissing and one is looking. And the two pigeons kissing are a relationship that just together for their own interest and not for real love. And this other pigeon looking at them, which represents me, doesn't want to get involved.